From London, England, where the Queen lives.
Recorded live from an underground bunker and packaged into an MP3 with a pretty little picture. Helping to kickstart your day with the motivation and inspiration you need 365 days a year. This is the Learn, Develop, Live podcast. And this is your host, Chris Jaggs.
Welcome to the Learn, Develop, Live podcast. My name is Chris Jaggs from LearnDevelopLive.com, and I'd like to thank you for downloading the podcast or streaming it. And hey, thanks for having another episode in your life. This week, let's talk about a magical concept called transferable skills. Something that myself didn't really know anything about until a few years ago when I made the break from retail, and if like me, if it's not something that you know much about, it is a real eye-opener to help you know that it is possible to escape the retail world in a completely different sector, or just anywhere that you're trying to get out of. It is possible. If you work in the office and you want to go and work in fashion, it can be done. If you work in fashion and you want to go on a construction site, it is possible. Now, before we get into this, let's have those messages and dive right in.
You can subscribe to this podcast on iTunes, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify. Subscribe and never miss an episode.
This is the Learn, Develop, Live podcast.
Welcome back. Now, there are certain keywords in almost every job posting that relate to skills: communication, multitasking, teamwork, creativity, critical thinking, and leadership. These words represent a secret language that few job hunters can actually understand. The ones who do get it are also the ones who get the job offers. This is because these keywords and phrases represent the skills that enable you to do your job well, whatever that job may be. They are known as transferable skills because no matter what the job or profession is, they make the difference between success and failure. Transferable skills are ones that apply in all professions. They are the foundation of all professional success you experience in this and other careers you may pursue over the years. In true LDL podcast tradition, I'm going to break these incredible skills down, and as we do so, we can consider your own varying strengths and weaknesses. You may, for example, read about communication and think, yes, I can see how communication skills are important in all jobs and at all levels of the promotion ladder, and wait for it, hallelujah, I have good communication skills. Okay, maybe not quite in such an excited fashion, but you know what I mean. Take time to record examples of your communication skills and the role they play in the success of your work. You may also read about multitasking skills and realise that you need to improve in that area. Whenever you identify a transferable skill that needs work, you have found a professional development project, improving that skill. Your attention to those areas will repay you for the rest of your working life, no matter how you go and make a living or whatever you do. So there are 7 basic transferable skills that will speed the conclusion of your job search and your long-term professional success. Now, I can guarantee that you'll find that you already have some of them to a greater or less degree, and if you're committed to making a success of your life, you'll commit to further development of them all. And here they are: technical, communication, critical thinking, multitasking, teamwork, creativity, leadership. All the transferable skills are connected in some way. For example, good verbal skills require both listening and critical thinking skills to accurately process incoming information, and these will enable you to present your outgoing verbal messaging persuasively in the light of interest and sophistication of your audience, so that it is understood and of course accepted. Effectively develop the following 7 transferable skills and you'll gain enormous control over what you can achieve, how you're perceived, and what happens in your life. Let's begin with the technical skills. One of the technical skills essential to every job is technological competence. Even when you're not working in a technology field, strong technology skills will enhance your stability and help you leverage professional growth. Staying current with the essential technical and technology skills of your chosen career path is the keystone of your professional stability and, of course, your growth. The level of IT skills that are taught in schools now compared to 10 years ago is huge. Technology constantly changes the nature of our jobs and the ways in which they are executed. As a result, if you want to stay employable, you need to stay current with the skills most prized in your professional world. The next big one is communication skills. Now, every professional job requires communication skills. Promotions and professional success are impossible without them. But communication embraces much more than listening and speaking. When the professional world talks about communication skills, it is referring to 4 primary skills and 4 supportive skills. The primary communication skills are verbal skills, what you say and how you say it; listening skills, listen to understand rather than just waiting your turn to talk; writing skills, clear written communication, essential for success in any professional career, and it creates a longer lasting impression of who you are; technological communication skills, your ability to evaluate the protocols, strengths and weaknesses of alternative communication media and then choose the medium appropriate to our audience and the message. Critical thinking skills is up next. Now, critical thinking skills are the professional world application of all of these problem solving skills you've been developing since you first started going to school. It is a systematic approach to uncovering all the issues related to a particular challenge that will lead to its solution. Critical thinking, analytical, or problem-solving skills allow the successful professional to logically think through and clearly define a challenge and its desired solutions, and then evaluate and implement the best solution for that challenge from all the available options. You examine the problem, you ask the critical questions, you look through the factors affecting both the possible solution and decide which solution to keep and which just to get rid of. Once you decide on a course of action, you plan out the steps, the timing and the resources to make it happen. So let's move on. Multitasking skills, which also include team management and organisational skills. This is one of the most desirable skills of the new era. According to numerous studies, however, the multitasking demands of the modern professional life are also causing massive frustration and meltdowns for professionals everywhere. That's reassuring. Few people understand what multitasking abilities are built on: sound time management and organisational skills. Multitasking is based on 3 things: being organised, establishing priorities, and managing your time. Then, at the end of every day, review what you've accomplished so far by executing the plan, do, review cycle. This keeps you informed about what you've achieved and lets you know what you've invested your time in. Well, the most important activities today and will tomorrow, so you feel better, sleep better, and come in tomorrow focused and ready to rock. Come on! Those teamwork skills are next. The professional world revolves around the complex challenges of making money, and such challenges require teams of people to provide ongoing solutions. This, in turn, demands that you work efficiently and respectfully with others who have totally different responsibilities, backgrounds, objectives, and areas of expertise. Teamwork asks that a commitment to the team and its success comes first. This means you take a task on because it needs to be done, not because it makes you look good. Teamwork skills are especially important if you intend to be a leader, because all successful leaders need to understand the critical dynamics of teamwork. So, if you intend to be a leader, learn to become a team player first. Creativity and the 7th transferable skill, leadership. Now, these are both looked at as complex transferable skills. This is because they can only come into being when a fully integrated combination of each of the other transferable skills is brought into play. Together, they just work. Your creativity comes from the frame of reference you have for your work, profession, and industry. It lets you see the patterns that lie behind the challenges, connect the dots, and come up with those winning solutions. There is a big difference between creativity and just having ideas. Ideas are like headaches. We all get them once in a while, and like headaches, they disappear as mysteriously as they arrived. Now, how many times have you had an idea and not made a note of it before completely forgetting a little while later? So many times I've done that. Creativity is the ability to develop those ideas with the strategic and tactical know-how that brings them to life. Someone is seen as creative when their ideas produce tangible results. Creativity also demands that you harness other transferable skills to bring those ideas to life. Creativity springs from your critical thinking, multitasking, communication, teamwork, and those leadership skills. And that very nicely brings up leadership skills. When others believe in your competence and believe you have everyone's success as your goal, they will follow you. You accept responsibility, but we get the credit. When your actions inspire others to think more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are on the way to becoming a leader. This will ultimately be recognised and rewarded with promotion into and up the ranks of management, if that is something you really want. Leadership is by far the most complex of all the transferable skills that you will develop to make a success of your professional work life. It is a combination and outgrowth of all your other transferable skills together. Your job as a leader is to make your team function, so your teamwork skills give you the smarts to pull your team together as a cohesive unit. Your technical expertise, critical thinking, and creativity skills help you correctly define the challenges your team face and give you the wisdom to guide them towards solutions. Your communication skills enable your team to buy into your directives and your goals. Your creativity comes from the wide framework of reference you have for your work and profession and the industry you're in which you work. This all enables you to come up with solutions that others might not have seen. Your multitasking skills enable you to create a practical blueprint for success and help your team take ownership of the task and deliver the expected results on time. Leadership is a combination and outgrowth of all the transferable skills plus the clear presence of all your professional values. Leaders aren't born, they are self-made. And just like anything else, it always takes hard work. So how do transferable skills impact your job search? Development of transferable skills will be repaid with job offers, better job security, and improved professional horizons. When you're seen to embody them in your work and in the ways that you interact with the people of your professional world, you'll become known and respected as that professional that you wanted to be, and this can dramatically differentiate your candidacy. So, remember to develop those skills, make them a living dimension of your professional brand, understand how each enables you to deliver every aspect of your job just that little bit better. Reference them subtly in your resume, CV, and other written communications. Reference them appropriately in your meetings with employers as the underlying skills that you are able to do your work well. Examples of the application for these skills can be used in your CV, resume, cover letters, and illustrative answers to questions in the interview. But most important, when these skills become a part of you, they will bring great success to everything you do. Now, a big question I get asked a lot is, what transferable skills should I include on my CV? Now, if you're not sure which ones you should include for a particular role, check the job description first. Employers will often state their criteria, and much of this is made up of soft skills. Leadership, teamwork, you get the idea. Simply pick out the words which seem most relevant and think of ways that you may be able to display similar attributes, emphasizing how they could benefit the employer that you're applying for. And remember, always expand on any skills you mention with real life examples, and if possible, put some results in there as well. Finally, how do I demonstrate them on my CV? Okay, so everyone has some sort of transferable skills, but how do you show them to employers? The most important thing to remember is to choose examples that can practically demonstrate on your CV. Saying you're excellent at analytics is good, but you won't stand out in the crowd unless you can prove it. So for each one, think of an example of how you've shown that skill before. It could be in the workplace or outside, as long as it can be effectively backed up with your claim. For example, don't say, "I've got great leadership skills." Do say, "Excellent leadership skills demonstrated when I successfully managed a small team of individuals on a 3-day hike for a charity event." Remember, it doesn't have to always be in the workplace. Whatever it is that you list, just make sure you can back up, as recruiters will quickly realise if you're not being truthful at the interview stage. So always steer clear of lying if you want to avoid those embarrassing situations. So now you know the ins and outs of transferable skills. How will you look to hone in and sharpen them up? Now, if you'd like my help, you are more than welcome to come over to ldlcall.com to secure yourself a 30-minute strategy call, and I'll see if I can help you. At the end of the day, it's got to work for you. Now, that is all from me today. Good luck with those skills and go and show them off to the world. Have yourself a great week, and I'll speak to you soon. Peace.
You're listening to the Learn, Develop, Live podcast with Chris Jaggs. Stay tuned for more motivation to get you going.
Goodbye.
What? It's over already?
All over.
Thank you for listening to the Learn, Develop, Live podcast. I hope you feel as warm, motivated, and fuzzy inside as I do. You can connect with Chris at learndeveloplive.com or on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter.
I won't say goodbye. I'll just say until we meet again.
Until next time. Join the motivation.